hard to tell much in 2 days, but or 3 practices, but how you think stand right now?
In what regards,
Just-
quarterbacks or?
Just in conditioning, knowledge, carryover from spring.
Everything looks good. We're so far ahead of where we have been the last 2 years, obviously, just so many guys coming back, not only at my position, but everywhere. Paul Jackson's done a great job of getting them in shape. They're flying around, and the weather's been great. We couldn't ask for a better situation.
What
What
about,
have-
go ahead.
What have you seen out of Bose in terms of his health? I guess in comparison maybe to this time a year ago.
It's like two different players. He's so far ahead. Now, the key is obviously making it all the way through the season. But last year at this time, he was barely coming off rehab. Now he's not only done with all that, but he's worked it to get his normal strength and maybe even then some. He's gained some weight. He's gotten bigger. So he's excited. He can't wait for the season.
How do you
Ryan
think
and
is
Devontae both said that, get in the spring is the first time they really got those reps that they, probably wanted to get in the fall, but they couldn't because obviously the season. Can you see that carryover into the fall so far, the 3 practices, they good retention and stuff like that?
Yeah, they understand the scheme and the timing. The big thing for a young quarterback is first thing they do is actually learn the plays and the schemes and the progressions. Then they have to speed it up, and you can see it's right to where they ended up at the end of spring. So now we just need to keep it on going.
how beneficial was Bo's trip out west to work with Tom House?
I really liked it. I wasn't sure. I thought at that point it was something we needed to try. The day that he went out there, he called me and said that he loved it. And you can see that he's gotten a lot stronger. His mechanics are better. They've given him a bunch of drills to strengthen that shoulder, not just his body, but just that shoulder. And that's what we went for. That's why we sent him out there.
First impressions of Jeremy Liggins at tight end.
He can be a really good player at that position. He's got good hands. He's really physical. He's ridiculously athletic for being a 290-pound guy or whatever he is. So now the key is learning the position.
Has he looked natural enough, I guess, through 3 days there? Has it been kind of a transition to put his hand on the ground and get familiar with all that?
We don't put the hand in the ground much anyway. He's sort of that position is sort of a hybrid for us. But yeah, he's definitely a natural. I mean, you tell him to block somebody, and normally it takes weeks to figure out exactly where you place your hands and all that. And he just gets into them. He's so strong. He's so physical. That Andy's so athletic to be able to catch the ball too. So again, it's just learning it, and when he'll get to that point, nobody knows. We'll find out.
Experience of being a defensive end last year for like 4 or 5 games where he had to take on blockers kind of helped that?
That probably helped his physicality. Seeing as a quarterback, he never had to do that type of thing.
So Octavius finished spring really strong. Has that carried over?
It has. He made a great play today, a great run, and then he made a great pickup in a pass play of a blitzer. That people don't know about that kind of stuff, but those things win ball games for you. If he doesn't make that block, it's a sack. Instead, we hit it for a touchdown.
And that room is very competitive with 6 running backs being able to play. I mean, every practice is super important to them, right?
We were talking about that earlier. 2 years ago, we basically had one tailback, and he knew pretty much I'm going to be the guy. There was nobody else. Now there's 6 of them in there, and every one of them is a good player. So they're all going to have to battle, and if one guy has a bad day, he knows he's probably going to be dropping down.
Obviously, it's really early. The young receivers, do you feel like, how do you feel they've done, and at the early impressions, do you think they'll be able to help you?
I think so. Again, it's one of those deals. Last year at this time, we needed some young guys. We really don't need guys right now, but they are good players. And on a normal team, they probably would be playing for sure. And I'm not saying they're not going to for us, but they're good enough to play right now.
But hell of